Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Totally kidding, fellas. This ain't Bill O'Reilly's show here. We're not here with sexual assault allegations. We're just here with the likes of Marc Bulger and the Bengals. Team that's actually done quite well against our Jets team. This is Madden NFL 09. Our Jets, the CPU drafted Jets, the one where I just started the fantasy franchise, and just let the computer just simulate it. And honestly, a pretty decent team it ended up with, but Chad Johnson is actually on this Bengals team. And this Bengals team has done quite a badass job of taking care of business against our Jets teams in the past. Definitely a video or two against these guys. At some point, there you go, young Dwayne Brown right there behind Mr. David Deal, or where the fuck you want to say it is. Whatever the deal is with Mr. Deal. But a solid offensive line for them. Jeremy Trueblood, pretty sure he played for the Cowboys for a couple years. Michael Strahan as left end, as if they don't have enough of them. Maybe, he's 37 years old, preparing for retirement. So this team's going to go ahead and do the same. A young Mr. Boone, just kidding. And then, of course, Simeon Rice right behind him, who is just an absolute beast. Speaking of beasts, we got a Glenn Dorsey, of course, with injury prone. Funny enough, just because the dude could have had an amazing career at D tackle out of LSU, probably one of the best defensive linemen to ever play college football, Mr. Glenn Dorsey, but injured his leg and just was just never the same again. But a career-ending injury to a 26-year-old Rocky McIntosh. It's rocky roads for Mr. McIntosh, but hey, he can enjoy himself plenty of rocky roads, since he really won't have to worry about his physique all too much, since now he has suffered a career-ending injury. Looking at a couple of the kickers on this team, blah, blah, whatever. But Tommy Harris as well at D-tackle, so not trying to run up the middle directly against this team, but also have Michael Strahan to deal with as well. Both teams on winning streaks. Obviously, at least one game, considering we have both made it to the next round, which is the AFC Championship game. Bengals grayed out on paper as the better team. We're in Cincinnati. Marvin Lewis, thank God he's still the coach at this time. Because that's the only chance we're winning this game, fellas. 12-5 for both teams. I believe the Jets, we had won our division. They definitely won theirs. This Bengals team, just the offense is pretty damn good. I mean, especially with the quarterback like Marc Bulger. But hey, we're going to have to do pretty well against this defense through the air, I think, because their defensive line is just a little too good, in my opinion. Again, getting Michael Strahan, Tommy Harris, even have a 91 overall Glenn Dorsey, a year removed from a rookie season. But on the first play of the game, Edgerrin James, running as if he was in his career at Miami, setting records for most touchdown rushes, I believe, for an entire career. B.J. Simmons just beat it, though. So go figure on that one. But there will be a video for B.J. Simmons coming soon. Nice first down pass right there. Now 3rd and 10 later on in the drive. Marc Bulger drops back. It's going to be caught by Mr. Perry, and he barely sneaks his way. Just almost gets the first down on that one. Going to lead to a 41-yard field goal attempt. Ends up going through by Mr. Baronis. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now after damage was done on this field goal. Deshaun Jackson, nice little cut up. Going to lead to about a couple more yards for 7 yards on that completion. MJD, it should be a holding penalty. Yes, it is, on Mr. Tight End Martin. Which is a shame, considering he's done quite well in the receiving game. But again, I just don't think he's primarily a passing quarterback. But right here, a guy who's not primarily any bit of receiving, gets a lot done with blocking on the ground, and he's got enough speed. It's actually 85 top speed for his speed for a fullback, which is probably one of the fastest fullbacks in the game. And Mr. Askew, we're not asking any questions. What a play right there. And bam. Big damage done. This Jets defense is definitely the strong suit on this team, in my opinion. We do have an old players such as Jamal Williams. Going to lead to a first down right here. Later on in the drive, 3rd and 10. But this Jets defense is just beast. Almost gets picked off by Mr. Asamoah. Going to lead to Jets ball after a punt. And then another pass to Askew. No, it's not. It's going to be to Roy Williams. And what a catch on the outside. However, though, offensive pass interference. If this is, Madden 2019 even, that's just not getting called. pass down, check down most likely, just kind of like an out route by MJD. And then a nice run right here by MJD as well, going to lead to at least 20 yards or so for a first down. 1st and 10 now, the exact next play. Pierre Thomas breaks through, and he'll get 13 yards. So this defensive line kind of seems a little porous compared to what they would like to be, especially, I mean, what you expect, too. Just those players are beastly. But speaking of beastly, 100% completion, 4 for 4, 125 yards. Make it 5 passes now, as it's a pass over to Roy Williams in his flag-type route, corner route, whatever you want to call it, kind of a hybrid between the two, but we end up not getting it into the corner as he gets hit while throwing it, but still good arm strength. And fellas, we're up 14-3 here in Cincinnati. It's starting to look like a Cincinnati Bengals team in the postseason. I'm enjoying it because it's two teams that you don't expect to do well anyways in the postseason, unless Joe Namath is quarterback for this Jets team. But it's going to lead to another turnover possession after a punt. Pass out to Roy Williams. What a catch right as well. And honestly, a nice throw too. Whatchamacallit. Fucking Jason Campbell has actually done quite well keeping himself in the pocket. And it's just opening up tons of plays for this offense. MJD, Pierre Thomas are getting holes up the middle. Considering this balance that we've seen really good passing plays with the likes of Mr. Campbell. And they say this is a touchdown. They say it's a touchdown right here for Mr. Martin. Again, he looked like he was a little bit short of the line, or maybe just a little bit along the lines. Well, pun intended. But yeah, there you go. Cincinnati's going to challenge the spot of the ball. I don't blame him. You get 2 challenges. You might as well utilize this one, because if you could limit us, to 3 points compared to going up 21-3, it makes a huge, huge difference. And it does appear like he's short of the line right here on the challenge replay. And we don't really need to deal with the last 40 seconds left in this one. Cincinnati ends up getting a correct call on this challenge. They're not going to lose a timeout. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. But hey, let's be honest, offensive line's been doing beastly. MJD just came off of a huge game in the previous round with a huge, huge, beautiful run as well. Whiff tackle right there by Eric Weddle is going to lead to more yardage by Adrian James. It was pretty much, could have been the one thing preventing him from a 20-yard run. But there he goes again. 2 straight nice runs. 2nd and 1 now for this Bengals offense. Marc Bulger's feeling the heat. Aqib Talib right there to tackle him. Could have been able to do a better job. But hey, we're up by 18 this early in the game. I can deal with it. Nice little pass though. And what a tease. It's like there's no way this dude's able to get to the ball, Mr. Rude. And honestly, it is quite rude to just be throwing passes like that and teasing the shit out of my players. And then bam. It's rude too is that this team's not able to put up points for their quarterback, even though 55 yards is a tall ask. I don't care who you are. Pass out to Martin down the field, and it's just going to be incomplete. Could have been picked off. Holding, however. And honestly, it could be just a Trojan horse, considering that this tackle played for the New York Giants for many, many years. So, of course, he's not going to do well for the New York Jets. I say that, but we pretty much have like 100 yards rushing already in the game. And then, bam, could have been picked off by Mr. Terrell Suggs, but that's just not happening. Man's there to stop passes from being thrown. He's not there to stop passes once they have been thrown. Then Mr. Watson gets beat by Perry on a beautiful corner route. 1st down for Marc Bulger in this offense. Lead it to what should be another 1st down. Nope, 2nd and inches. It's going to be no huddle as well, as they're just trying their best to stay in this game since it's been quite dominated on both ends of the ball. Kind of like a bend, don't break at the beginning of this game for this defense. And a missed field goal or 2 is going to do the job when it comes to keeping points off the board, obviously, because it implies we haven't allowed a touchdown either. And then, bam, that could have been picked off by Papa DiGiorgio. In 2nd and 10 now, and there you go, false start, I believe, on the offensive line. So things are really just not going well for Marc Bulger and these boys. Now 0-4 if you look at it on 3rd down attempts, and then make it 0 for 5. Watson out of Florida State, the man's a speed demon. He's just not giving much up. Fairly good by Rob Baronis. It's going to be 21-6. Jason Campbell pass out to Mr. Eric Parker. And it's going to be a first down after the 2nd and 10 pass. Now making a minute left in this half. But 10 for 16. 216 yards. 2 touchdown passes in just the first half for Mr. Campbell. This team's balling out in my opinion. And there you go. Make it 11 for 17. Another first down as we're making our way down the field to get more points. Could it be a pass out to Martin? Nope. It's going to be a scramble pass out to Matthews. Nice catch right there. It's going to be yet again another first down. Now 3rd and 6. Later on in the drive, Deshaun Jackson beats his man for the route, but it's going to be considered a 4th down. Going to set up the field goal, 31-yarder for Mr. Nedney. And he's going to Nedney this one in. 31, chip shot, 24 to 6. Outgaining this team by 100 yards or so far on the day. MJD continues to just run like a little bitty hamster boss. It's going to be another first down for him. Pierre Thomas gets up the field. Could have cut it left right there. Recognized, but again, hindsight is 20/20. But hey, why do I need a bitch? It's just another first down run. Pierre Thomas of all people too. But there you go. Play action after the blitz is called in. Going to lead to a sack. I don't know if it's the 2nd or 3rd one of the day, but Mr. Mark Clayton with the catch, eating it up for more of a manageable 3rd down and 12. Pass out to Mr. Parker, though. Wow, what a tease now on this defense. 16 of 23. What a beautifully thrown ball for the first down to Eric Parker. 2nd and 6 after that 4-yard run. Askew. Asking a little bit more of Askew, even though we don't need to anymore after that tremendous catch. And then Roy Williams called the hot route right there. However, it's going to be clipping on Mr. D-Jax. It's going to lead to 2nd and 10. What can we do here? I don't see anybody open, but Jason Campbell's just going to go ahead and run this one right up the middle. No injury on the play or anything like that. Seemed like an easy takedown. And then a pass out to MJD. Make it a touchdown, fellas. I believe that's 3 touchdown passes on the day. Make that 2 total touchdowns by MJD. 4 total touchdowns by this offense on the day, including that field goal. 31 to 6 now. On the road. Seems more like a home game now. The fans are quiet. Nothing's really going on for this team. They're getting down the field, but there you go. Rightster. Call him wrongster, because the man's doing the wrong plays at the wrong time. They're trying to catch up. He's getting holding penalties, and then bam. Intercepted by Asamoah. Awesome interception by Asamoah. And then right here, MJD, just another solid run. 3 yards, I'll take it at this point. Askew was actually wide open, but hey, Roy Williams, faster player, more athletic. Bam, it's just going to lead to more yards. 300-yard day, though, by Jason Campbell. His team continues to get down the field, getting things done. Maybe up by 25 points. I don't give a fuck, Askew. Asking this man again, and there you go. Just impressive game all around. Just Roy Williams has an impressive game. MJD has an impressive game. Pierre Thomas has an impressive game. Jason Campbell, of course, has an excellent game. But Askew has 2 total touchdowns as a fullback. 1 on the ground and 1 obviously being from that 84-yard touchdown pass from Jason Campbell. Catch right there by Mr. Washington. Possibly the biggest play on the day by the Bengals. But the first half was really a little bit more close in yardage between the 2 offenses. But as you can see, 403 to 204 prior to that touchdown pass. It's actually going to be just a field goal I'm going to show right there. But 21 of 28, 75 passing percentage. Right there, 338 yards through the air, and I think it was 3 total touchdowns. Great game by Jason Campbell. This team is headed to the Super Bowl. Just a year removed from not making the playoffs, and honestly, has a lot to do with this defense, fellas. Dodson was a late-round pick that we ended up moving up to get, because technically this is one, top 10 pick. We used some of those picks to get up into the 2nd round, or from the 2nd round, early 2nd round, to get the likes of Dodson at Notre Dame. Moved him to safety. Of course, Watson is the hit, big-time top 10 player for sure. Great player to have from Florida State. And now things are starting to look very, very bright for this team. Arizona with their rookie quarterback, 11-7-1. End up losing to Carson Palmer and company with Minnesota, with Jeremy Shockey, Reggie Wayne. There he is, Stacey Hopkins. Not a bad game. 267 yards and a loss, no interceptions or anything. But Brandon Jacobs is on this offense as well. Plaxico Burress on that team. Easily, most likely the best game out of anybody in all the playoffs so far. 240 yards, 8 catches, 2 touchdowns. Big game by Reggie Wayne himself. But now, let's take a look at league news. We're going to take a look, since, we're headed towards the final game, fuck the Pro Bowl. Your MVP, Adrian Peterson, on a team that most likely did not make the playoffs. He did break the record, though, for rushing yards in the season. 2,211 rushing yards. He finally gets through that little, just that little hump that is Eric Dickerson's record. Fred Taylor's in there. Vince Young is in there on the Giants. Eli Manning. So Eli Manning's got himself on an impressive team, too, that he led to a good record, 12-5. So he seems to be the only person that, I don't know, I just have to see. But a lot of running backs on this list, I think all of them are running backs with Kevin Jones, Ryan Grant, Frank Gore, and of course Clinton Portis. Man, we just commonly see he's a usual suspect at running back for one of the top talents. You got Kirk Morrison, but Patrick Willis ends up winning the defensive MVP, which makes sense. I mean, it's one thing when you're an offensive MVP, you expect to win games by getting the job done and leading your team, and winning games through scoring more points. But also, too, I mean, when you look at defensive MVPs, if a guy, let's say, has 200 tackles in a season, let's just say, and his team sucked ass, but he has 200 tackles, he has almost double-digit sacks, you might as well just give him the defensive MVP. You're not sitting there having a hard time deciding on it. In my opinion, that's just the case. But these rookies right here, Caldwell with the Chargers. But again, looking back at it for this Super Bowl, I'd imagine the favorite. It kind of looks like that this Minnesota team's kind of built like a better version of the Bengals. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Nice little finish to the season. But again, just number 1 defense in all of football. 3,999. Not even 4,000 yards given up. And a top 13 offense. Fellas, I'm looking forward to it. I hope Jason Campbell is fit enough and looking forward to it. As always, fellas, take it easy and see y'all next time.